Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am the Maize Madman. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, comment in the comment section, hit the notification bell so you're aware every time I upload a video. Today, we're going to be discussing an offensive line target in the same mold as Oluwatimi. Also other top targets including a 6'3" wide receiver target out of Alabama. All that plus I'm upset. You see fireworks, then Corvette tires skirt the boulevard. I know how you work, I know just who you are, so user. Anyway, let's get into it. Michigan target, 4-star out of Grayson, Georgia. Offensive lineman Walt Claire Flynn is being compared to Michigan's Remington winner Oluwatimi. This is high praise. High praise for a guy still in high school. And Michigan is right near the top of his list. Right now, according to On3, UCF is the favorite for his signature on signing day. However, I'm sure if Michigan makes a push that they can easily win this commitment and get this target to sign with Michigan. Flynn has a good amount of hype surrounding him at the moment. He's displayed great footwork, athleticism, and overall technique on film. He's also performed well against quality competition in Georgia. And if depending on the service, he is a top 100 player all the way down to On3, specifically has him rated as a high 3-star player. But there are two other services that have him in the top 200. So it's really difficult to gauge exactly where he is. Personally, I would think that would make him a solid 4-star recruit. Obviously, on other services, he is a 4-star recruit. He is a 6'2", 260-pounder, solid young man out of the Peach State. Michigan is really recruiting the state of Georgia really hard as of late. Over the last 2 cycles, especially, they've been in the Peach State almost like they are Georgia. But we'll see how this works out and if it renders or bears any fruit. Moving right along, speaking on recruits in the state of Georgia, edge Justin Green, a 4-star out of Lawrenceville, Georgia. Mountain View High School is also very high on Michigan's board. He is the number 63 overall ranked prospect according to On3. He is a 6'3", 260-pounder himself that coaches think can add maybe even another 20 pounds. He shows a terrific blend of power, speed, and athleticism, winning almost all of his 1v1s in his recent 7 versus 7 or 7-on-7 matchup. He is considered a smaller Mike Morris, which is, again, high praise for a high schooler. But he, again, is a 4-star out of the 2024 class who is very high on Michigan, and Michigan showing similar interest in him as he's really shot up the Wolverines recruiting board as of late. I'll keep you posted on this one as well as all the other commits or targets rather of Michigan out of the state of Georgia and elsewhere. Now, moving on, before we get to the next segment, actually, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you're aware every time I upload a video. Be sure to comment down below. What do you think about Michigan and their chances in the state of Georgia? Obviously putting a lot of emphasis on the state of Georgia as of late. Let me know what you think about it. Moving right along. 5-star Michigan target and the number 2 overall defensive lineman in the 2024 class, Justin Scott, is still interested in Michigan, and that is great news for the Wolverines and Wolverine fans. He actually has not been back to campus since late October of last year. However, he is trying to schedule official visits coming up, and hopefully Michigan makes that list. When speaking with On3, Justin Scott did say that Michigan is one of the few schools in consideration for remaining official visit. So that's excellent news. He's already scheduled 2 official visits, one to Georgia in April and another to Miami in June. Mike Elston, who is the primary recruiter of Scott right now, is working on getting him back onto campus in an unofficial capacity for a spring game. Mike has really built a strong relationship with Scott, and hopefully the 6'5", 310-pound Scott comes back to see A2 very soon. Obviously, in the mix are the other state, Notre Dame, Miami, Georgia. Without question, those are the schools in the mix for Scott's signature. This would be a very big win for Michigan to be competing with schools like Georgia, like Notre Dame, who ate Michigan's lunch the last 2 recruiting cycles, and even the other state, who Michigan is in a couple battles with now, with kids out of the state of Ohio. So this would be an excellent win and really show Michigan's prowess back on the national scene in terms of recruiting top talent. Obviously, Michigan missed out on some huge targets this last cycle, including swinging and missing on Washington, D.C. 5-star Nicholas Harbor. It makes me sick every time to even think about that one, but this would get Michigan back in great standing on a national level as far as recruiting is concerned, and put them back in the forefront for recruits around the nation. Getting into our final segment of this video, we're going to end it with 6'3" wide receiver target Cam Coleman, who's a former teammate of Michigan wide receiver Carmelo English, who committed to the Wolverines in the 2023 class. Michigan was after a bigger bodied wide receiver in the 2023 cycle. They came up empty, of course. They did get Carmelo English, who is a smaller, shiftier wide receiver, 4-star out of Alabama. But his teammate from last year, Cam Coleman, would be ideal for Michigan. Coleman recently told On3 that he stays in constant contact with Michigan wide receiver coach Ron Bellamy. He's also heard great things about Michigan from his former teammate English. In fact, he's looking to make a visit this summer. That would be extremely great for Michigan. Obviously, this is a highly contested recruitment with teams like in-state power Alabama and Auburn, as well as Texas A&M and others in for Cam Coleman. This, I'm not expecting, I wouldn't put this in terms of likelihood anywhere close to what I think Michigan, like a Walt Claire Flynn. However, this is a contest as far as for this commitment that Michigan can win. These are the kinds of contests that Michigan is going to have to win against those Southern powers, and even against powers to the north like Notre Dame and the other state, to stay where they are now in terms of in contention for college football playoffs and championships. Obviously, they want to take the next step and actually win one of these college football playoff games and win that natty. So winning recruitments like this goes a long way in that. Having a target like Cam Coleman would be ideal, especially for a quarterback like a Jaden Davis, who I know Michigan hasn't secured yet, but I do expect them to. Having Cam Coleman will go a long way in helping Jaden Davis and the Michigan Wolverines win national titles and compete for national titles in the future. That being said, I'm not throwing away this season. Obviously, Michigan should be competing for the national championship again this season. We bring back 81% of our production. It's going to be a great season for Michigan. I'm sure right now they have to be the favorites to win the Big Ten again, at least the Big Ten East. And that means they'll win the Big Ten because I don't see any teams out of the West challenging Michigan in terms of for the Big Ten title. I do expect teams in the West like Nebraska and Wisconsin to be better. I think Minnesota is a good team, and Michigan actually has them on the schedule this year, if I'm correct. So those sorts of teams are always tough, but Michigan has to be the favorite, and that's the way it should be. But anyway, we've reached that time in the video where I must bid you adieu, but you know the drill. First, we got to do the Triple M shoutouts. The first shout out on this video goes to Hasler247. Thank you for your continued support. You are officially a madman. The next shout out goes to Mark Spaniola. Mark Spaniola. Thank you for your continued support. You're officially a madman. And lastly, today is Enzo Moresi. You are officially a madman. Thank you for your continued support. Before I get out of here, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Maize Madman. Like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell. You know the drill. And remember, I'm not mad, man. I'm a madman. I'm upset.
Ladies and gentlemen, this might be our best season ever. Our ratings